we have good questions. So, firstly, welcome to the Rock and Roll Podcast. You are our
Thank you very
first,
much.
you are our first person here on this podcast, and I'm super excited about that. So, first things first, let's introduce. I'll introduce people. So, I've been to your show in the Ruse Studios. It was such an amazing show. I was here with Troy and Adrian and the members of my band.
Yeah.
Would you like to say anything, guys?
Oh yeah, don't worry, sure. Yeah,
Just
we
hello,
loved the
Mike.
show. Yeah, we loved
Brilliant
it.
show.
We loved it.
Brilliant show.
Great show.
All right,
Fucking
so
rock and roll, man.
it was like
Story
it was one of the
forever.
sickest nights we've ever
Definitely.
had. Literally one of the best.
It was unbelievable. It was brilliant.
It was.
So
Thank you.
let's go to the questions because it's more about you than about us. So tell me firstly, just tell us a little bit about yourself.
Yeah, sure, man. So my name is Mike Stoyanov. I live in London. I make rock and roll music that makes you feel alive.
That is
What kind of
That is
kind of
top point.
artist do you try and go after? Because our band tries to like go up like what's it music in like the genre of like the Libertines and stuff. Like what kind of genres do you and like what artists do you like to have the influences from?
Yeah, so I mean, when I grew up, I used to listen like to the Beatles, to the Stones, obviously, all this classic rock stuff. But then later, I got a bit of like then Oasis and the Libertines and the Strokes, all these great rock and roll bands. But yeah, recently I listened to like more dance music and things like that. So I try to incorporate some of that stuff as well. So today, yeah, I listen to everything, man. Especially for like songwriting and stuff. Like Taylor Swift is a great songwriter. So things like that, for the songwriting, you can definitely like learn from everyone.
Yeah.
So let me just get my list of questions up because let's go back to your early life. Why did you go into this route of this amazing route of becoming a rock and roll star?
Yeah, I mean, it's not something kind of, I guess, you really choose, it's kind of the way I put it. It's like, I just have to do it, you know what I mean? Because it's like, I am a songwriter and I have these songs. And if I don't write them, I'll go mental. So it's kind of, you know what I mean? You have this thing inside you. And when the songs come, I just have to write them. So in a way, I guess it's kind of like destiny,
I understand. I mean, it's probably much more for you because you're Mike Stoyanov. But another question. So, favorite bands? What is it?
Favorite bands?
Yeah.
Number one, Oasis. Number two, The Strokes. Number three, The Libertines. Number four, Kasabian. Number five, The White Stripes. I think that will do. Top five.
Great list. Thank you so much. Talk to me about your songwriting process. Is it lyrics first? Is it chords first? What is it?
Oh yeah. Good question.
Yeah, I just don't overthink it. Yeah, I kind of find some good chord progression, and then I come up with the melody. Sometimes I'll come up with the melody first, and then kind of build a song around that. But usually, most of the time, probably 80-90% of the time, I'll find like a good chord progression, and then just kind of experiment with some different melodies and like whatever kind of works best. But usually the songs which come very quick, they're usually the greatest ones. Because there are some songs, I write them in like 10-15 minutes. So like those songs, it's kind of they're sent to me from the universe. So it does feel like I'm not really writing them. It just feels like something is coming to me and I'm just channeling this energy, and then the song is kind of written in 10-15 minutes, the lyrics and everything. So those are usually great ones, but yeah, they don't come every day, those songs.
That's true. Yeah, Noel Gallagher always used to say the songs that came to him the quickest, like he wrote in like
It's like
10
Wonderwall.
minutes. Yeah.
Oh,
Stuff
the
like that.
No,
bands
it's
like
true, man.
like Paranoid from Black Sabbath. Like that song was written in like 20 minutes or something like that.
Yeah,
Supersonic, like
yeah.
from the Chinese takeaway and whatnot. That was written
Oh
like
yeah.
this. Great songs are like written in like a short amount of time. So next question is, how did you meet your band members? when we went to see you? How did you meet your band?
Different ways, but I think most of them was kind of this website. Are we allowed to do promotion? There's a website called Bandmix, which is kind of like Facebook for musicians. So from that side, Bandmix, I found most of them. And yeah, if anyone is looking for a band member, it's a good place because usually the people there, yeah, this kind of you get to find people who are kind of committed to do this thing. Yeah, all of them, I think, apart from one, has been on this side, Bandmix.
It's great. It's great. Tell me how you prepare for a gig.
How do I prepare for a gig? Well, I don't have like rituals and stuff like that, but usually, I'm not kind of the person who gets like nervous and stuff like that. I'm just like buzzing, man, and I'm just like, let's fucking have it. So usually, I try not to drink too much. Usually, I would have like 2 pints before and one during the show. So that's kind of a nice buzz to get you going, but you don't want to be too drunk, obviously.
Yeah.
So yeah, man, nothing special. I just look in the mirror, say, let's have it, man. And we rock and roll, baby.
That's the confidence everyone needs for
spirit.
everything. Like,
Makes
just
great
go.
shows, just like your show that we all went to. Brilliant.
Troy, do you have a question? I know you have a question.
Oh no, if I have a question, I was going to say, when's the next time you're coming to perform in London again? Because we just want to go see you.
Yeah, I was going to ask that as well. Go ahead.
I wish
In
it was
London,
really
yeah, so we're gonna do like a headline show, yeah, probably towards the end of the year. Before that, there might be kind of some support slots, but depends if it's like some good opportunity. But for a headline show, yeah, it's gonna be towards the end of the year because it's good, like to do like one big headline show where it's kind of like the FA Cup final, So this is the show, but because you can do like loads of gigs, but a lot of bands, they do like gigs every month or like every 2 weeks, but then they play in front of no one. So there's not much point to do that, especially if you're like a new band. Don't do even if you don't do like so many shows, just try the shows you do. Try to bring just as many people as possible and to make it like a proper headline show. And then obviously if you're playing some support shows, try to play like get to know some bands who are like headlining and stuff like that. But yeah, so for London, yeah, we're gonna do like one big headline towards the end of the year, and before that, I'm playing in some other cities. So my next show is in Manchester. So yeah, we're gonna hit some new cities and then London again towards the end of the year.
How are you feeling about your going to Manchester for the first time, like performing there?
Yeah, amazing, man. In Manchester, I have a lot of fans in Manchester, maybe even more than in London. So yeah, really looking forward to like Manchester will be a great crowd for sure.
Yeah.
Okay, Mike Stoyanov. Next question is: how do you select the venues you want to play at?
Usually I try to go. Yeah, obviously it's not always possible to go there because like if I'm playing in Manchester, I can't really go to check it out. But yeah, usually I try to go to as many gigs as possible, check out the venue, see if the sound is good, see what kind of the setting, because I don't want there are some venues with like tables and chairs and stuff like that. Like we don't know any like we don't want that type of stuff. We want like the mosh pit to be crazy and usually it's if the sound is good and the area looks kind of good, that's kind of the main things for me. Yeah.
Mikey, how did you feel? How did you feel about your about the gig at the Bruce Studios? Because I'm still laughing thinking about it. I just loved it so much.
I remember.
How did that feel for you, Mike?
No, for sure it was pretty good, man. Because this was kind of a set which we played kind of for the first time. There's some songs which we played before, but there were kind of quite a lot of new songs in that set as well. They work really well, and a lot of people came who are like, who know the songs, who know the words, and kind of, to hear kind of people singing back to you, kind of the words and stuff. It's always good because I've played like bigger venues and kind of in front of more people, but if it's like like a support show and most of the people don't know you there, it's not kind of the same feeling. So
Exactly.
when you do kind of a show like this, where it's kind of everyone knows you and they're all fans, it's a good feeling, man, for sure.
More of your own community, so
Exactly.
Talk to me about a normal day in the life of Mike Stoyanov.
There's no such thing as a normal day. Every day is different. For example, today, kind of woke up, kind of did some videos for TikTok and stuff like that. Then I was working kind of on some songs, so I just finished like one demo before this. So there's no normal day, but yeah, I just kind of try to do as much music as possible, and then try to go to as many shows as possible as well. See some bands, check out the London music scene, because you always meet some people and stuff like that. Maybe you can play a show with them together and things like that. But I can tell you, like, I've been to many shows in London. I haven't seen a band which is even close to my show, man. Like in terms of like the set and the performance, like no one even comes close to Stradelica, baby.
Yeah, come on, man.
That's literally
Atmosphere is
true.
brilliant.
That's literally
Brilliant
true.
atmosphere.
Do you have any interesting stories that you have since becoming
Rock and roll
rock and
star.
roll star? Yeah.
From shows, I hear, yeah. I mean, it's every show is kind of fun to do, but I've had one show where I was playing kind of. It was towards the end of the set, and it was Star. So we were playing Star, and I wanted to get, because I used the mic stand, but I wanted to get the mic from the mic stand, and then it's just kind of in the middle of the song, kind of the cable went off. So I was like, and I didn't realize for like the good like maybe 3 seconds, I was continuing to sing there, and then the cable is off, and then people from the other say like the cable. So I'm just singing there with unplugged mic for 3 seconds, and then I was looking kind of for the cable to put it back on, but I was like, yeah, it took like at least like solid half a minute maybe to get it working again. But it happens sometimes, man. It's kind of that's part of rock and roll, I guess.
I've got
Do
a
you have any
question.
new albums? Do you have any new albums, or like?
I was gonna ask that, Troy.
Yeah,
I was literally gonna ask that same question.
I know. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So I have the songs. Basically, I have the songs for like maybe 2.5. Well, let's say 2. So I have the songs for like 2 albums, which are like kind of one of the greatest rock and roll albums of all time. So the songs are there. I've already written them. All we need now is a bit of kind of support in terms of kind of funding and things like that, and you can get them out, because it's super expensive to record an album, to do the promotion and all and everything like that. So I'm gonna do kind of some crowdfunding, some stuff like that. But the songs are there. They're just waited. They're just waiting to be recorded. And yeah, man, it's if I listen to them, it's definitely kind of 2 albums at least with like bangers only, man. So if anyone is watching, we're gonna do kind of a crowdfunding campaign and stuff like that. People gotta support it, because if you don't have a label, that's how you can do it. Basically, you need kind of support from the fans to do it. If you don't have a label which is paying for everything. So here we go, man.
Brilliant.
So, what is your favorite album of all time?
Definitely Maybe. Sure, Definitely Maybe. I remember the first time I listened to Definitely Maybe, because I discovered Oasis quite late. I probably discovered them, I was like maybe 18 or something like that, or 17, 18. So before that, like, I've only heard maybe like Wonderwall, but I've never listened to like an album. And then, I listened to Definitely Maybe for the first time. I was like, now this is like proper like bangers only album. And that became my goal as well. Like, to when I do my albums, I want to be like bangers only, like no skips and no kind of fillers and things like that, just banger after banger. And that was kind of, you know, if I listen to my album and I feel like something is like it's not a banger, I'm not gonna release. I'm gonna write more songs until I feel like it's bangers on the album.
That's also great advice for a lot of people. Just release your bangers, you know. And that brings us to our next question. Do you have any advice for upcoming bands or solo artists like yourself?
Yeah, my advice is just you gotta give everything, man. Like don't find excuses. You gotta give everything. Like every 3 minutes you have, you gotta do the music or you gotta promote it and stuff like that. Because a lot of bands or like they don't like to promote their stuff. But if you don't have a label, like no one's gonna promote your stuff, bro. You know what I mean? So you gotta promote it. You gotta do this stuff. So every 3 minutes you have, it's for the band. Every spare money you have, it's for the band. Don't go on like a holiday, spend like £1,000 on a holiday, spending on the fucking band. So if you really want it, you can have it. But it's like most people don't want it bad enough, and that's why they suck. So if that's really what I want to do, you gotta give everything, man. Every spare minute, every spare pound, it's gotta go towards the music if you want to make it.
It's great advice. Thank you so much. What is the future of Mike Stoyanov?
I think my destiny is to be a rock and roll star, and you know, sooner or later, you see me kind of playing Glastonbury or playing these big festivals because yeah, it's just inevitable, man. Nothing stops the Storytelic Express.
That is,
Does not.
can't wait for you to be like playing Glastonbury and we all come and see you. Well, you're such an amazing thing.
I won't forget you. I won't forget you.
We've been here from the start. Just remember us. We've been here from the start.
I definitely won't forget you, boys, for sure.
My next question is, how do you promote yourself to get your music out there to the masses?
Yeah, a lot of it is just kind of doing content for like TikTok and Reels, because obviously with the TikTok you can reach a lot of people. And I've had like when kind of I do a show and people come and they say, "Oh man, we found you on TikTok" and stuff like that. Like it's really good because and it's free as well. Like you don't have to pay money. Like if you wanna put like a like a radio watt or whatever, you have to pay money for that. So this is super easy. And I know a lot of bands don't want to do social media and stuff like that, but I don't mind. Like I like doing it. So it's just kind of doing do like covers or do like your songs or whatever. Just kind of try to get in front of people because with these platforms you have this opportunity to get in front of like thousands and thousands of people. So why would you not kind of try this? You know what I mean? So I'm trying. Obviously, I have kind of other things to do, but I try to post as much as I can and kind of for more people to discover me. So do if anyone's watching in a band, do TikTok.
So
Hey, we might actually have to do that, Troy and Max. Is use the same strategy with Mike Stoyanov.
Exactly. I think that's definitely a great idea. So we got like a couple more minutes left, so we'll just ask you a few questions there. If I gave you £1 million right now, what would you do with it?
£1 million right now. I would go get the producer who did the first Arctic Monkeys album. I forgot his name, but I'm gonna find this producer and we're gonna do my debut album with him, whatever that costs, and then with the rest of it, I'm just gonna promote it, so we blow up. But that will be definitely the first thing. Just find that because the first Arctic Monkeys album is so good. It's like so much better than all their other stuff. So I want to find this producer who did that album, and we're gonna make a fucking great record together, man.
How much does it cost overall, Mike, to make a whole song, like including the production, the like promoting it, the record? Like, how much does it cost, and just to put out a song?
Yeah, when I did on my site was maybe about 3K.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How much of that was how much of that was of the production, like towards the production of it, like?
Yeah, so if we break it down, so maybe like thousand to record, master the song, whatever, then maybe like 500 for a music video, and then the other 1500 is like promotion.
God, so you got to put a lot of it into promotion. Like that's probably like one of the most important things.
Oh yeah, that's kind of what a lot of bands don't get. Like they don't leave any money for promotion. So I usually try whatever is my cost for the song to spend at least that on promotion. So yeah.
So would you say like spend at least half of it on all the other stuff like recording, mixing it, music video, and then the other half on promotion just only?
Yeah. So let's say if everything to make the music video and everything costs like £2,000, spend like 2,000 more on promotion for sure. Yeah. If you are still don't have like massive fan base, you know, if you have like, I don't know, 20,000 followers or whatever, maybe you don't have to do it. But if you're kind of just starting, for sure you need to spend a lot on the promotion. Otherwise, you're just wasting your money because you've invested all this money to record the song, and then no one's gonna hear it. So what's the fucking point of that?
I've got a question for Mike. Out of all your singles, what would you say is your favorite song to perform, or just in general? Out of all your singles,
One Night Stand for sure, because One Night Stand always goes wild. Like the mosh pit during One Night Stand is
it's a massive mosh pit.
Is insane.
It's unbelievable. It's unbelievable.
It's insane. Yeah. So One Night Stand for sure. Yeah.
What is the best lyric you've come up with?
Oh, the best lyric. Maybe the lyric from Star. So I don't need anyone to tell me how I'm doing. I know I was always meant to be a star. Because that's it. Like, I don't care about people, like what this person thinks or whatever. I don't need anyone to tell me how I'm doing. I just know I was always meant to be a star.
That's got to be up there with like lyrics of like I need to be myself. I can't be no one else. It's just like, do you know what I mean? It's just one of those lyrics that got so much meaning to it. So
for
simple,
sure, man.
So much meaning.
Because you can't care, like you really can't care about like what people think and stuff like that. You just kind of gotta believe in yourself and just do your best, man. That's all that matters.
Great advice. Thank you so much for letting us interview you today, Mike Stoyanov. It's been an honor. I'm going to remember this when you become a rock and roll star. I'm actually just going to play as
my claim to fame will be this interview.
We're going to stay.
I was going to say to Mike, would you be able to watch our show in March? And March 30 in
March 20th. March 20th.
March 20th, yeah, in Bush Hall.
Send me the details on Instagram. I'll do my best.
Thank you so much, Mike.
Thank you so much.
We're actually going to stay on because we've got to extend. We'll be talking about and reflecting on this great interview. Actually, I'm just gonna play quickly on the phone the lyric, the best lyric, and then.
Hello? Can anyone hear me? What the f*** is going on? Hello?
Yeah, we can
hear me.
I'm not sure.
No, hey, Max, I don't think it works playing music from your phone.
No, sorry, mate, leave it. Well, thank you so much, Mike. We'll see you whenever, mate. Thank you so much. We really appreciate it.
Thank you so much.
Cheers, Mike.
Story Delica forever.
Story Delica forever. Story Delica Army.
Express.